Hey guys, 大家好. So today I'm going to join my friend Shannon Kennedy for Clear the List and go over my goals for last month and my goals for next month. And this is August 2018. So for the video, let's get started. So my goals for last month, July 2018, I had three. It was to read the book Men Can't Be Poor, which is a fiction novel published on Hong Kong Golden, and to watch the movie of the same book. So I read the book, completed that, and I watched the movie, and I could understand pretty much everything in the movie because obviously it was all of the vocab I've been reading earlier, which was really good. After that, I actually finished the book quite early. I think it wasn't short. It was only the chapters are quite long. It was about 14 chapters, so I think it took me about 20 days, I think. So I also read 2 volumes, Volume 3 and Volume 4 in Gintama. So that was a little bit extra. And for my other goals, there were one immersion, which apart from watching the World Cup, Ollie Richards and Steve Kaufman's videos, everything else was, and apart from work obviously, everything else was in Cantonese, which I did. And the other one was Keep Up With My Anki, which I'm doing. I mean, to be honest, I'm not adding anything new, so that's pretty, maybe half an hour to an hour a day. It's not much. What are my goals for next month? So this is going to be a bit different this month because the past 3 months, basically, my goals have all been based around extensive reading. I read the first book and the second book in Men Can't Be Poor, and the month before that I read it's kind of like a thriller fiction book. It's like 38 chapters long, but they were fairly short chapters, and it was If You Want to Survive, You Have to Kill Yourself First, which is a lovely name. All Hong Kong Golden fiction, but I've read those the past 3 months. So today, it's been a while since I've done something more intensive, so I've created my own resources, and actually I've got articles on applied linguistics and history to do with Hong Kong, Guangdong, Macau, China, why Cantonese is spoken in Chinatowns and all that sort of stuff. And I've got them translated into spoken Cantonese, like as you'd say, not standard written Chinese. They're translated into Cantonese with audio, and there's 10 articles total, 5 on applied linguistics and 5 on history. There's a lot of technical terms in it, so like the one I'm going over it today was about the focused and diffuse mode, so there's all sort of stuff like, I don't know, neural pathways, and there's like analogies in there to do with like pinball machines and stuff like that. And then obviously with history there's place names, people names, and a lot of new words probably, so some of which is recurring in dramas, like Arpin, opium, it's quite common in the Hong Kong dramas. I'm watching a drama at the moment called No Regrets, so because there's like triads and stuff like that, some of the vocab's coming up again, which is quite cool. So yeah, my main goal for this month is to go through all of my material that I've made, the 10 articles, because they're each just over an A4 long with full audio. Audio's about 5 minutes for each, and they're set at a really high level, almost like academic level for some of them. So it's obviously I have to read through them a few times before I understand it. Read through and listen through many times before I start to understand what's going on. So yeah, I think that's quite refreshing because the past few months has been doing extensive reading, and why that's, to be honest, my comprehension of Hong Kong dramas has gone absolutely through the roof. I feel like to be able to want to talk about these really specific topics, like I want to be able to talk more about applied linguistics in Cantonese and explain what I'm doing to my friends about mnemonics and the focus and diffuse mode, Stephen Krashen's theory of comprehensible input, all that stuff, and talk about it in more detail. So I feel like intensive reading and listening, because I've got the audio on these topics, will really elevate my ability to talk about these things, which is really cool. So that's the first thing. So I'm switching over to extensive for intensive this month, and then next month I'll probably go back to extensive again. Then apart from that, still doing my immersion. So all my TV and YouTube and that I'm watching Cantonese, apart from Ollie Richards and Steve Kaufman. The drama I'm watching at the moment is called No Regrets, set in World War II, and it's really good. I'm on about episode 15. So I'm going to experiment this month, and because normally all the TV I watch is in Cantonese. I don't really care how much I get through, because it doesn't matter if I'm watching YouTube dramas or whatever, but I'm going to experiment and try and set a goal of how many videos I'm going to get through. So be specific. I'm on episode 15 now. I think there's 31, 32 episodes in the series, I think. So I'm going to finish No Regrets. Yeah, and then after that, it's a series called Joy May Eli Dick Dai Chat Tin. So the most beautiful seventh day or something like that. So the seventh day, I think it's the English name. And that's 20 episodes. So I'm going to try and finish No Regrets and then finish seventh day. Which is kind of new for me. I'm not really set TV goals before because it's kind of just, if I've got nothing, if I'm not doing anything specific, that's just kind of what I gravitate to anyway. So to be honest, I'm not sure if it's going to make much difference in what I do, but I'm going to experiment. Maybe me and I end up binge watching at the end of the month, we'll see. And apart from that, yeah, it's Anki still. Again, I'm not adding anything new. It's just so I don't lose my old stuff. To be honest, at the start when I was, I took the kind of AJAX style sentence mining approach, and I got up to about 1,000 sentences in my flashcards. And it's great because at the start, because there's a lot of repeated vocabulary that comes up in everything, and it helps you, because at the start you forget everything. Like, you read something, you forget it 2 seconds later, and I think the sentences approach, it helps build up a really solid base that you can that you won't forget, and you keep on refreshing and you keep remembering. So it's good to, when you first start, because it makes something that seems really difficult, you can see tangible progress, you can see the numbers going up, and you can see you can kind of feel like you're progressing. But after I hit about 1,000 sentences, I started to get really bored of flashcards. So that's why I'm not adding anything new. And for me now, instead of adding more stuff, I just prefer, like, instead of spending like an hour making flashcards, an hour reviewing them, or 2 hours reviewing them, or 2 hours making flashcards even some days, then I'd rather just read and listen more, because it's more fun. So that's my thought on flashcards anyway, for the moment. Because if it gets too high, I think it becomes more of a burden than a help, and it just completely destroys all the fun in it. So yeah, without having them come back again and again, obviously I'm going to forget some stuff, but the volume of material I'm consuming now is so much greater. And over the course of a book, you get repeated character and place names, obviously, and you also get repeated the same sort of vocabulary, the author's writing style. And with intensive reading now, obviously I'm reading the same thing again and again, so I'm getting the repetition just in a different way. And I think that's, to be honest, I think that's made me accelerate my progress recently and kind of understand more. So yeah, to recap, go through my 10 articles on 5 on applied linguistics, 5 on history, keep my immersion, watch the rest of No Regrets, and watch all of the seventh day and Anki. So that's it, a bit of a ramble, but please let me know what your goals are for this month, August 2018, because I always want to see what you guys are up to. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. And that's 20 episodes.